What's going on, YouTube? Back at you with another video. Hey, this time of the season, man, it's dry out here. You got mulching up leaves, dusty. Oh man, so it's a mess. It's a mess. My allergies are starting messing with me, and yeah, just a lot of dust and leaves and debris that's gonna be messing with my. And it'll mess with anybody if you get enough dust in your nose and leaves getting mulched up, and yeah, it's a mess. Anyway, I had somebody ask me, what will I expect when I start my business? Well, what you're gonna expect is you're gonna have a rush of feelings when you first start, like you're gonna conquer the world. Like, man, I finally started my business. Man, I finally started my business. I'm about to kill it. I'm about to take over everything. That's the way you're gonna feel. And yeah, you should feel that way. You should feel that way because you didn't made the first step into trying to be an entrepreneur, businessman, your own boss. You have your own company, your own, your things like that. You should feel like that. See? When I get to sneezing, it's constant. Just by that little dust. Crazy. But anyway, roll down this window, so it's gonna be a nice day today. It's gonna be in the 60s. But anyway, like I said, it's gonna take me about 10 minutes to get to this other spot from here. And that's what I mean by driving around. But I'm driving in now. So just basically driving all the way out. And then I'll come back in. Things like that. So, but you're going to feel a sense of accomplishment and things like that. But you got to put in the work too. You're going to have to try to come up with ways that you can advertise yourself on a budget. Since you're just starting out, you're going to try to, create your own signs, Photoshop your own signs, door hangers, pay some money for some business cards. I would say once you start, try to get as many referrals and many references and many try to create you a website first. That way you'll be ready to go, so when people want to leave reviews for you, they can leave a review for you and you can be ahead of the game quick. So do some things that's productive in the beginning before you actually start your business, or while you're getting ready to start your business. You want to try to at least get you a website built. And if you can't afford one, then try to do it yourself. There's websites that can help you just get something together. Just get something together where you just got a platform where people can go and see you or look at your reviews. Like with Google came to me one time. They'll call you once you become a business, and they'll say, like, do you want a lifetime website? And at the time I paid $300 for them to build somewhat of a little website for me and put some of my photos on there, say what they want to say. They kind of built something just to get me going. $300 for life. you know, and I can always go in there and change things and stuff like that, or send something over to them and change stuff. Just depends on how active you are with your website and stuff like that. Me, I just got it plastered, paid the $300, and then I just let it go from there. I tried to create me another website, you know, at one point in time. I tried to get my stepsons and them, trying to get them involved into like the business, but they didn't have no part of it, I guess. But I was trying to get them to like build a website and say, hey, if you can do this, you can do this, you can build websites for other people like myself. Like, you got people that's always trying to start businesses, and you can build them a little website, and that could be your side hustle or your business. You think they listened? No. So, but just get you something up there. You don't have to be extravagant and all this stuff, and you know, just get you something up there when you start. You can redo it later, or get a better web page later, or whatever. You're gonna constantly have people wanting to build a website for you. So I wouldn't even worry about that. You know what I mean? So just get you something up there where you can start getting some type of reviews from customers and stuff. So but yeah, once you do that, this is what you're going to be experiencing in the beginning of, you know, just the excitement of starting your own business. And as time goes, you're going to find out that it's difficult. Not everybody can do it, and you got to stay with it. You have to stay with it. And if you don't stay with it, you know, because you're going to have challenges of pricing. You're going to have to be able to talk to people. You're going to have to be almost like a salesman. You're going to have to, you know, have a pitch that you can give to your customers, so they can take, so that you can service them. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to be able to talk to customers. You're going to have to build up thick skin where, you know, where you're going to have to stand up for yourself and your prices. The biggest thing you're going to have to deal with is pricing. Trying to figure out your pricing, trying to figure out, you know, what all you can do and what you should. I say you start out small. Don't be trying to do anything unless you have the knowledge, you know, unless you got some buddies that know how to do landscaping, hardscaping, irrigation. If you are fortunate enough to know people that can do that, you can scale your business really quick. But your main focus in starting your business is creating that brand of yours, creating the trust of the people that you're trying to service, and word is spread. Your website is there, and then you got to put in some of the footwork. Some of the footwork is putting up door hangers. You might have to sacrifice and pay maybe a kid $10 to $15 an hour, maybe $20 an hour, just to go around in a neighborhood that you want, so that you can get more coverage. Because you're not going to have direct mailing. You're not going to have the money for direct mailing. Now, if you got money for direct mailing, you can try that out. You know, I don't know your situation. Some people come in and try to start a business, and they got a nice chunk of money that they can use for advertising and marketing and things like that. So to each his own. But yeah, you're gonna be having all these type of feelings and stuff. That's what you're gonna go through. And then you're gonna start experiencing the ups and the downs once you start getting year 1, year 2, you're going to have to figure out right away what type of customers you want to deal with. Because I wish I would have started out. I was in a position where I could have just started out humble to the point where, no, not humble, it's the wrong word. I could have started out aggressive because I already had a job. And I could have started out aggressive of what I was hearing a lot of the guys saying, that they were starting out. They were starting with their prices, $45 and $50. That's what they were charging when I first started, that I was hearing. But I also heard the $25 and the $35 and the $30. So, of course, when you first start out, you don't have that confidence that you can, go up to somebody and say, hey, my price is $50, take it or leave it, things like that. Because I was hearing other people saying that they were doing their yards for $50, but they were probably the more well-established companies, and they done been through that process of building confidence and things like that. So, yeah, it's about building confidence as well. You got to build that confidence. That's something that you're going to have to do. But yeah, these are the type of situations and emotions, and then you're going to feel the frustration. The frustration is going to come in where at the end of the season you don't have any money. You're going to feel frustrated because you can't get that nice zero turn that you're seeing on YouTube and the internet and other people having, and they've been in the game for 5 to 10 years. That's why they have it. But you're looking at it like, man, I need that. I want that. So you got to be very disciplined to know what you actually need at that particular time. I didn't feel for the game too, looking at the shiny things and stuff like that, and be like, yeah, you have these high hopes of one day I'm going to be a big company, and then you might find out that you don't want it. You might find out that, man, it's more to it than just saying you want a big company. You think that as a solo guy, you think the frustration that you're going to have as far as repairs, people, once you get employees, that's another stress factor, because now you got to deal with employees. You got to deal with, man, making sure that they busy, making sure that they making money for you, making sure that you able to pay them. Man, you got a layer of crap that you got to deal with when you try to scale your business and get it bigger. Then the equipment, dealing with equipment. The more crews you got, the more equipment that you have, and the more equipment that's going to need to be maintained and maintenance. Nobody takes care of your business better than you. Nobody takes care of your equipment better than you. Once you start getting employees that, they're just there for the paycheck, and a lot of them don't care about if something breaks down or if something, goes out or whatever. They don't care. They don't care if they run into stuff or, they're playing on your zero turns. And man, I done seen, and it's just a little glimpse of having somebody working for you. Because I done had some people working for, then you got to worry about, the death factor. Are they going to steal from you? Are they going to go under the table and do, different yards and tell them, the people that, to pay them cash? So while they out doing your route, they add in a couple of yards that they're putting money in their pocket using your equipment, but they're not telling you, because you have a lot of people that come up to some of your workers and say, hey, how much would it cost for you to cut this yard? And you might have 2 employees that kind of team up and say, hey, we're going to get like 10 yards that we're doing for ourselves, and we're going to get the money. We're just going to tell them we're going to pay them cash. They need to pay us cash, and we'll just split it. So they're doing 10 extra yards along with your route, which is why that's taking so much time. So they're getting paid hourly, and they're taking longer to do yards, and at the same time they got some yards within the mix that they are getting money off of. See what I'm saying? So you got to deal with stuff like that. You got to deal with dishonest employees. It takes a long time for you to get a good crew and somebody that believes in your business. And a lot of people are not going to believe in your business or care about your business more than you, which means you're going to be doing more sacrifices than anything. But people make it work. That's not a discouraging. Those are just facts that could happen. Things could happen like that. That's the death factor that you got to deal with when you got employees. So, and then you got to deal with, the insurance and, stuff like that for your employees, workman's comp, the turnovers. That's a lot when you become a big business or have a certain amount of crews that come along with that. So it becomes a headache. So in reality, in order for you to not see or feel that pinch, you got to build your business up to where somebody else is dealing with it. And if you can do that, then you can get out of that thought process while somebody else deals with those issues. You don't have to deal with those issues anymore. They have to deal with it, and then they have to answer to you. See what I'm saying? So anyway, that's a quick, well, that ain't a quick. I just wanted to share with you guys the different feelings that you're going to start out with. It's going to be an exciting feeling, but like, look at these crews. Look how many crews are out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 5 crews out there, 5 trucks out there. I don't know if you saw it, but there was 5 trucks with trailers and lawnmowers, 0 turns out there doing that commercial property. 5 trucks. Crazy. So, but they're probably doing a lot of commercial properties. That's what they're doing, a lot of commercial properties. All these commercial properties out here, Taco Bell, all these AT&T, the banks. I'm in Liberty, Missouri right now. Got a couple of yards out here in Liberty, Missouri, so that's what I'm not going to do next year. I'm not going to be traveling out this way. I already travel out this way for, my main job, but I'm not going to be traveling out this way anymore. But yeah, speaking of the devil, we got 5 crew trucks that was over there. Nice big business, commercial, employees running around, 0 turns running around, 5 trailers, 5 trucks. I didn't see how many employees out there. You got to think it's 2 to 3 per, because they were all crew cabs. 2 to 3 employees per truck. At least 2 to 3 employees per truck. So that's 15. Let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 10 to 15 employees that was just out there on that commercial property. ripping and running around everywhere. So, yeah, you think about it. But, yeah, it's a beautiful thing if you could get it there. But just to get over that mountain, it's just challenging. It's very challenging. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm about to roll up on my next property. I'll see you on the next video.